Hello and welcome to Karibuni Jikoni. My name is Chef Carol and this is my cooking class. So today on my cooking class I am doing some nice soft layered chapatis. So the secret of what I think is important when you're doing chapatis is the kneading. The kneading part is very important. And I also take white flour and atta, what is whole wheat flour, the ratio of 1:1. So I have 500 grams of white flour and I have 500 grams of whole wheat. And this being 1 kilo, I put 1 tablespoon of sugar, and 1 teaspoon of salt. And to that I add 500 grams of margarine, and I rub this into my flour, rub it completely, make sure that everything is mixed. Some people will take oil, that's also okay, but I find this rubbing in part, combining the margarine with the flour, makes it softer. And make sure that you've mixed everything, that you have no small lumps of margarine in, because this will remain as lumps even when you're rolling out your chapati. And the rule is always, for 1 kilo of flour, add in 600 ml water. So that way you don't have to keep on, add flour, add water, add flour, add water. And at the end, if you wanted to do 1 kilo of chapati, you end up doing almost 2 kilos because it's an add and add and add. So now you just make a hole in the middle and put in 600 ml. So I have to check. Yeah, that's 600. And then of course you mix. And there's this secret thing about chapatis. We Kenyans love chapati, and we associate chapatis with parties, with Christmas, because this is the thing we used to long for Christmas. It was like, we didn't have presents and gifts. What we were really, really looking forward to was always eating chapati. And this has remained with me. I always see chapati as something special, It's not that I wait for Christmas to eat chapatis nowadays, but I still find eating chapati, it's like a ritual. And my kids love chapati the same way. I think so. And then knead it until it becomes very, very soft. This is where you require a lot of patience, because all these are the factors that contribute to your chapatis being soft. So here we are. And this will take about 5 minutes. And especially if you're not used to it, you also get tired a bit, your arms, so it might take you a bit longer. Because I'm used to this process, I think I've gotten used to, or I do it faster nowadays. So that already looks nice and soft. You feel it, you feel your dough, you feel when it gets really soft. And this is a part where you let your dough rest. And why you do that is because in wheat flour, there's gluten, and this gluten, you can work with it better when it has relaxed. And that way you're able to spread out your dough easily. So I just put in a bit of flour, and I had already prepared some dough earlier, so I'll use the same folio to cover this one. So this was in the fridge for about 1.5 hours, and this is the part where you start rolling it out, and it's nice and soft because it was in the fridge for that long. It's also possible to keep it overnight. So, and what I do are balls of about 140. You can also like roll it out like that and cut some pieces. Maybe that's easier. So then you make some nice round balls. Like I said, about 140 grams. If you cannot, just do it with your hands, you can take a weighing machine and weigh them. But I think with time, you get a feeling for that. So I'll first of all use that, and I'll show you. Pull that to the side. So to roll out, you need enough flour so that your chapatis don't stick to your surface. So, and your rolling pin. So many people ask me where I got this rolling pin, and I looked, it's available on the internet. I can't tell you exactly where, but I saw one that looks like this. So you can check it out. Just give in rolling pin and you get many different types. Mine is heavy and it helps, just roll out. So at this point, I don't need to have my chapatis, having a nice form, because this is a first stage where I put in some oil. Spread the oil everywhere. And then slice in the middle and roll it up in like this. And then when you take the end, put it inside and turn inside out. Put your both thumbs in, hold on top and turn that way. These will later be the layers, and the layers are helped by the oil you spread in. That's how they get to separate after you fry your chapati. So I'll do one more of this. And after, every time you roll out your dough, it's important to let it rest. So that means at this stage, I also let my dough rest. And this is something you can do in the evening. You know, this process, you can do that in the evening, and then put your chapatis or your rolls in the fridge, and then just roll them out the following day, and they will be nice and soft. And I'll show you the difference between rolling out dough that has freshly been rolled out and one that has rested. So here we are, again, thumbs in, out, we're finished. So these are my 2 new chapatis. And now I put on my pan. I have 2 in order to, speed up my process. So put on your pan on heat. For those who have electric, I have them on 6, but it's not always the same. So my electric cooker is not the same as yours, where in that case you have to get a feeling of what is too hot and what is moderate. So this is what I had prepared yesterday in the evening. So these have rested for it. And they are so nice and soft. And when I roll them out, it's like they're moving on my own. I don't have to put any pressure. I don't have to, use a lot of strength to roll the dough out. It moves almost on its own. So here we are. The first one is done. The second one, and that's how you're able to, especially when you're doing many chapatis, you're able to do them faster. And at this point, if you're the kind of person who likes music in the kitchen, just put on some and boogie when you're doing your chapatis. I like doing that because it's a nice way. You're moving your hands, you can move your body as well, and make your cooking like I always say, a fun-filled affair, because cooking is fun, and we don't have to feel like you're only cooking in order to have something to fill your stomach. Enjoy the process. Enjoy the process of preparing your dishes. So my pans are hot, and you can even call in your children and do such things with them. They love helping. Mine love helping. So spread that on your pan like this. I don't know what kind of pans you have. Heavy ones are better. So, and now I want to show you how it is to, this is the one I just rolled out. And for this one, you see it's coming back together. You spread it and it comes back together. So that's why it's always better to let your dough rest. And this is even better because I had left it overnight. So if I took, for example, the dough I've just finished kneading, I'll show you that too. So keep watching your chapatis in the pan. It's not the same. It's not the same. You see here I have to insert a lot of force and a lot of, because the dough has not relaxed. You see, it's not the same feeling. It's not the same thing. The others roll out easily. So, and the other important thing is when you're putting in your chapatis into your pan, you don't put oil first. So you let them brown on both sides, and then after you turn them, you can add some oil, but not immediately. So yeah, I'll also put in some oil. And you'll also realize the difference when you're biting into your chapati for a dough that has rested and a dough that hasn't. There's always a big difference. So here we are. So these are, I'll do that. So it's now time to turn. They're looking nice and brown. So I'll do one more set. And it is at this point that you see how on one side, that's how it's looking on one side. At this point, I put in oil. And then turn it around. Then put some oil on the other side. So, and then once your pan is hot, you have to get quicker and coordinate. I know many of you don't always have two pans, but these, this is faster for me. So that's how nice they're looking. So this way I can spread as many as possible. And the good thing about chapatis, you can eat them as an accompaniment to many things. You can start with breakfast. You know what my kids do? They put some jam or marmalade on top, and that's their breakfast. I like eating them like that with tea, the Kenyan way. I don't need marmalade on my chapati. I'm not the kind of person who likes sweet things, so oh, that looks really good. See that? Yeah. So, and what I'll do is just to make sure the oil drips. I'll put them on there. And normally what I prepare a stew is also, you know, vegetables or beans or dengu or bazi with chapatis. Oh, that's something I love. And also some meat stew. Well, the thing I've been doing here lately is, you know, chapati rolls. I prepare some kind of a casserole, you know, cabbage and carrots, some spring onions, and some mayonnaise, and then I just roll that in. So I have my last chapati here, and like I said, this is a smell that reminds me of home, reminds me of parties, big parties, you know, Christmas with friends and family, and it's almost like being home. So I have my last one here. Yeah, the other one. And like I was saying, this is something you can also invite your kids to do with you. They love rolling out chapatis. And it's not about the shape or how they look like, because kids won't get them right the first time. Not only kids. Just tell me, how many adults who cannot make chapati? So chapati making is it's a fun part of everything. It's the connection we have with chapatis, and not really what shape they are in. They should be a bit soft, because you know when you're trying to bite into a chapati and it's like some piece of rubber. Try to make them soft, so you know how. Now you know how, because I've shown you how. And you know, the other, just make it a fun event. Just make it this emotional, you know, connect chapati with fun. And that's where I say it doesn't matter if there are 5 corners. And you know, there's a friend of mine who used to make chapatis, and he used to make fun of the shapes, because not one chapati looked like the other one. But I still remember those days, I still remember those moments, not because the chapatis were so good, but the fun of doing them together. And we were rolling them out, not me, she used to do that. We were rolling them out and would have all shapes and all forms, and it was just fun. And this is how I want our kitchens to be a place where you can enjoy and be with friends or with your kids, and you know, just doing fun things. So chapatis, you can do them in different ways. You can roll them to serve, you know, looking beautiful. You can put them into halves. So my last one is almost finished. And this will now be a feast for my family. They really love chapatis. So my last chapati is now finished. Oh yeah, this is beautiful. And like I was saying, you can present them the way you want. You can roll them, you can put them into halves and just present them on a nice plate. You know, I had done another video on chapatis, but I did 3 different videos. So somebody asked me to do one, and that's why I'm doing this video, everything in one. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you will, you know, improve your chapati cooking skills because of my recipes. Thank you for the photos you've been sending me. I enjoy receiving them and knowing that you're trying these things out, and when you say how delicious they are, thank you so much. So these are my chapatis. They are really, you know, I can show you, they're really nice and soft, you know, and the layers, you can see them. They're really delicious. You can tear them off like this. Yeah. And thank you so much for watching. See you next week on my cooking class. Bye bye for now. Look after yourselves and stay safe.